Capelet, Poncho, Capelet, Poncho, Capelet, Poncho, Capelet. Hello everyone, my name is Sabrina Melodieuse. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we have a combination of 2 tutorials in one. Yes, it's true. For this poncho and for the capelet. It is a joint tutorial, and why that is because the main part is the same pattern for both of these. So in the description box below, there will be links to both of the patterns. They are 2 different patterns. You can go over to my Ravelry store and get both of the patterns there. They are written instructions, but you can also just follow the instructions from my video. And so in the description box below, there will also be all the timestamps. So I walk you through how to make the capelet and how to do the poncho. So for both of the patterns, both of the items, you're going to follow the instruction until I tell you, okay, now this is for the capelet. So this will be to how to finish the capelet, because we're doing different things for both items. And then after the capelet is done, I take you to how to finish with the poncho. And it will show you how you finish the poncho. So it's been a lot of fun to design this. I call it a stroll on the beach because these kind of remind me of seaweed. This pattern reminds me of seaweed. So that is why I call it a stroll on the beach, as we see a lot of seaweed on the beach, don't we? And this really keeps me nice and warm up here because this is what I like to wear. Sometimes full sweaters, cardigans are a bit much, whereas this keeps my neck and my shoulders nice and warm. So I do like to wear capelets and ponchos. So this is my tutorial for both items. Please don't hesitate to go into the description box below. Click on any timestamps that you want. It will take you to where you need to be in the tutorial. So I hope you will enjoy that. And yes, let's without further ado start on the tutorial. I will walk you through the materials, what you need, and then step by step with the instructions. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email address is in the description box below, or leave me a comment and I will get to it very soon, I promise. So let's without further ado start. Now let's discuss materials. So we are going to start with our capelet. To make our capelet, for my size, personally, I have used 200 grams of DK. But depending on what size you're doing, you could need less or you could need more. I just don't know. It is completely customizable. I actually bought myself 3, but I only needed 200 grams, but I did buy 300. So here is what I got for my capelet. I got some king coal, bramble, and it is just beautiful. Look at all these colors. It's just beautiful, and it just, for me, it really talks about spring and also sometimes the beach, because you can see all these colors on the beach and it's just really lovely. So this is DK, And if you want to know the specs on this particular yarn, as you can see, this is 100 grams. And what else can we show you? The colorway is, and my camera's going silly. Let's see if we can see. The color is haze. Haze. In this yarn, there are about 317 yards or 290 meters. And this is 100% premium acrylic. They also recommend a 4mm crochet hook. So for my capelet, I got 2 of those, but honestly, I really don't have much left over from that. I don't know if I can show you. No, I don't know where it is, but I have a very little where I can't even do a full row. So if you are a little bit bigger than me, it might be worth getting a third and perhaps a fourth. So this is DK. And for my poncho, I have used some other yarn that I really am a big fan of. And right now, I have no idea what I did with it. So that is not very good. Well, it has disappeared on me. It was right beside me, and now it's gone. So I found it. I found it. Okay. So for this particular poncho, which is right here, I really like this color a whole lot, and I wanted to experiment with something different. So I got some bamboo and cotton yarn from Stylecraft, but you could get some DK if you want. I mean, what I mean by that is 100% acrylic. This is a combination of bamboo and cotton. And I don't know if you can see here. Let's see if I can zoom in. It is 60% bamboo and 40% cotton. Come on, camera. Focus on me, please. Here we go. And with that, they do recommend a 4mm hook because this is a DK. So these are 100-gram balls. And I don't know if it tells you the color on this particular thing. This is coral. And I think it does look like a coral, which is, again, a very nice color name for the beach, don't you think? Coral. Really lovely. And I used 200 grams of this, so I used 2 balls. I did have a little bit left over, just maybe enough to make 2 or 3 rows. So if you're smaller than me, that's perfect. If you're the same size as me, that's perfect also. But if you're bigger than me, it might be worth investing and getting maybe another 1 or 2 of those balls. So I use 200 grams, but bear in mind, we are all of different sizes and shapes. So you'll just have to see how many you may need. Okay, and in addition to that, I have got some buttons for my capelet. I got 5 different buttons. I got those buttons here. I do not know how much they measure, but I have this thing here. Let's see. Just under an inch. So it's probably about an inch, almost an inch, as you can see, almost. And I got 3 of those. And I got 2 smaller buttons. They are 2/3 of an inch. See, they are slightly smaller. See, if you put them here together, you can see a little difference. They are slightly smaller, and I got 2 of those. So in total, I have 5 buttons. And in addition to that, I got some stitch markers. But of course, these are completely optional. You can choose any stitch markers that you want if you want to use any. If you don't use any stitch markers, that's okay. There are different kinds of stitch markers you can use. There's also that kind of stitch marker here. So you can just choose anything you want, or even a piece of scrap yarn. And of course, we've got to have our 4mm hook. I don't think you'll be able to see that, but this is a 4mm, oh, there we go, 4mm hook. No, my camera is just, okay. So we have now talked about our material, all the yarns that we have used. This is for my capelet and this is for my poncho. And remember that we are all of different sizes and shapes, so the amount of yarn will differ from person to person. And buttons, if you want some buttons for your capelet, you don't need any for the poncho. If you're using stitch markers, here, just have a selection. And of course, your crochet hook. And then you can just follow the tutorial. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope the instructions are clear. Please do remember that there are some written patterns available. They are both separate. I know this is a joint tutorial for the capelet and the poncho, but in the description box below you will find 2 different links, one for the capelet and one for the poncho, where you can get the written instructions. So I hope you enjoy this.
So to get started, we need to do our foundation chain of 82. So you're going to start, you're going to start by doing your slip knot, just like so. And now you're going to do 82 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I will carry on off camera and I will be back to tell you what to do next, which will be the setup row. We now have our 82 chains and we are ready to proceed on to the foundation row. And how we're going to do that is we're going to start by doing a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Remember to never count this as a chain. You need to go from the first chain that is right here. I hope you can see that. I cannot go any closer than this, unfortunately. So this okay. This is the first chain. Can you see this? 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3, the 4th. We are going to do a double crochet. Really time to invest in a new camera and lighting, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, we are doing a double crochet. And the first chain 3 from here is counted as a double crochet. So we have just done, really, this one is a second double crochet. So now that we have done that, we are going to do another 43 double crochet in the next chains. 1 double crochet in each chain for the count of 43. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm gonna pause and I'll be right back until I've got my 43 double crochet. Once I've done that, I will tell you what to do next. I have finished with my 43 double crochet, so now we are ready to move on to the next bit, which is half double crochet in the next 10 chains. So now we're doing a half double crochet, 10 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we have got our 10 half double crochet, so we should have 25 chains left. In those 25 chains, we are simply going to do a single crochet in each chain. So you will have a total of 25 single crochet. Let's start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go off camera and complete this row. I have completed my foundation row, so now we are ready to move on and start our 4-row repeat. So we are now ready to start with row 1. Row 1, we are going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work and we will be ready to start. So in the first 25 single crochet, in those first 25 single crochet, we are simply going to do a single crochet in each stitch, but in the back loop. So we're going to do a single crochet in each stitch in the back loop. So here, this is really hard with this camera to show, but as you know, normally you would go through both loops here. Here's the stitch right here, and you would go through both loops. Let's see if I can show you. Both loops are right here of the V. Can you see the V? This is the V, and you will go through the back loop, which is right here. Normally you would go through both loops here, but you're going to go through this back loop and do your single crochet. So I am taking my hook back and sew into the first stitch here. Oh, perfect. Right through this back loop, you're going to do a single crochet. So 1 single crochet. And I always like to note my first stitch when it is with a single crochet. First and last stitch, if it's a single crochet, I always put a stitch marker. Okay, so we've done our first single crochet, and now we're going to do another 24, which will make 25. And remember, the single crochet, all of those are worked in the back loop of every stitch. So here's our second, third, four, and 5. 25. So I will go off camera now and continue until I have 25 single crochet made all into the back loop. We have completed our 25 single crochet, so now we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 10 stitches in the back loop as well. So into the back loop of the next stitch, which is here, you're going to do a half double crochet. So here is our half double crochet, and now you're going to do that another 9 times. My goodness, the camera is bad today. I do apologize profusely. So another 9 stitches. So in total you'll have 10 half double crochet. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great! We have done our single crochets and our half double crochets. So now we are going to start our repeat for the row. Okay, so now it's going to be relatively quite easy until the end of the row. We are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to skip 7 stitches. You're going to skip 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into the next stitch right here you're going to do a single crochet. So into this one, single crochet in both of the loops. That's perfectly fine, just a normal single crochet, and you're going to do another 2 single crochet, which will make a total of 3 single crochet. So that was the first one. Here's the second one, and here's the third. And we're going to repeat that sequence another 2 times. So I will do this with you. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to skip 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into this one you're going to do a single crochet. It is our first of 3 single crochets. So 1 and then another 2. 1 and 2 and 3, just like so. And we're going to do this again. So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are going to skip 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into the next one you're going to do a single crochet, and you're going to do another 2 single crochet, which will make a total of 3 single crochet. 1 and then 2 and 3. And now we are going to do the end of this row as follow. So to finish this row you are going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are going to skip 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're going to single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So from that one you're going to do 7 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to arrive at the end of this row and wonder, well, what about this chain here? Just ignore it and we are ready to move on to row number 2. Row number 2. We are going to chain 3 and this is going to count as our first double crochet. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work around. And this one comes from this first stitch, as you can see, right here. So now we're going to do a double crochet in the next 6 stitches. So this counts as our first double crochet, which in total we will have 7 double crochet. So you're going to do another 6 double crochet. 1, and I have to also mention in both loops. Okay, so you're going to do your double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we had our chain 3, which counted as a double crochet. Then we did a further 6 double crochet, which means we now have 7 double crochet. And now we're ready to do the repeat for this particular row. So we now have this chain 7 here. What are we going to do is very simple. You actually have a choice. You could either crochet around the chain or do your stitches in the actual chains. And personally, I am going to do all my stitches in the actual chains rather than crochet around, because I think it will look a little bit better. But of course, this is your choice completely. So you're going to do a double crochet in each chain. So you should have a total of 7 double crochet. So let's proceed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here's my last chain. Okay, now that we have done that, we have to do a double crochet in the next 3 single crochet. You've got your single crochet here, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to do a double crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and now we have the chain 7. So you're going to start your 7 double crochet once again, either by crocheting around the chain or in the actual chains, which I am doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is what we have so far. We have our first two loops. So to continue, We are going to do this another 2 times because we have another 2 loops. So you're going to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches, then a double crochet in the next 7 chains, then double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and a double crochet and 7 double crochet in this loop, either around the chain or in each chain. When you have done that bit and you've got that much left, I will tell you what to do next. So this is what we have so far. To complete row number 2, it's very simple. We are going to start by working in the next stitches. We are going to half double crochet in the next 10 stitches, but in the back loop only. So when we work our back loop from this section and the single crochet from this section, we will always work in the back loop only for these 2 sections. Okay, so this section here, we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 10 stitches in the back loops only. So here's the next stitch, and you will need to find the back loop, which is right here. Can you see? Here, there. So in here we're going to put a half double crochet, so 1, and we're going to carry on until we have 10. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we have done our 10 half double crochet, and now we should have 25 stitches left. So we are going to do a single crochet in the back loop only of every stitch remaining. So we should have a total of 25 single crochet in the back loop. 1, 2, need more yarn, 2, and 3, 4, 5. So I will finish my row off camera and I'll be right back, and we'll be ready to start on row number 3. Okay, row number 3, we're going to start by chaining 1 and turn your work, and now you're going to do a single crochet in the back loop of each 25 stitches. So here's my first stitch. 1, and I am putting my stitch marker in immediately. Okay, so that's 1. And we're going to carry on. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to continue until I have my 25 single crochet in the back loops, and I will tell you what to do next. So I've got my 25 single crochet into the back loop. Now we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 10 stitches, and once again in the back loop of each stitch. So right here into this back loop. So 10 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we're going to do the next section. So we are going to offset these loops. So it's very important that we pay attention, and also we're going to do something a little bit different at the end of this row. So it is very important that we do pay very close attention. So we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches, just normal single crochet into both loops, just as you would do a single crochet as usual. So 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This next section we're going to repeat it 3 times for this particular end of the row. So here is our number 1. You're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to skip the next 7 stitches and then single crochet in the following 3 stitches. So skip 7 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in this one you're going to do your first of 3 single crochet. So 1, just getting more yarn, and 2, and 3. So we're going to do that section another 2 times. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, skip 7 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into this one you're going to do your first of 3 single crochet. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's because I'm not exactly looking as to what I'm doing with the camera being here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So into this one a single crochet and another 2. And we're going to do that one more time. So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, skip 7 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and do your 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. These stitches are left unworked, and you will see why later on. So now to continue, we are going to go ahead and do row number 4. Before we get on to row number 4, I want to show you another piece I am experimenting with. I'm using a cotton blend yarn, and so this is what I have at the moment, and the foundation row and then a further 3 rows. So we're up to row number 3, which is right here, and this is what you will have achieved, this bit here. Row number 4 will essentially be the start of another one of those sections. So the row number 1 will be here. So which is row number 4 for us. I hope this was not too confusing. This was the foundation row. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. This is the foundation row. Then we did row number 1, which was here, row number 2, and row number 3 doing those chains and some single crochet. My goodness, I really feel like my language is going again. It's terrible. So now we're going to go into row number 4, which will create those. Are we ready? Row number 4, we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you're going to turn your work around, okay? And now you're going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So let's see where the camera is. It's right here. In the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one you're going to do a double crochet. Double crochet. There we are. And into the next 7 chains you're going to do a double crochet in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'It is hard to see right here because I'm not actually watching what I'm doing right in front of me. I'm looking at the camera. So 6 and 7. Okay, so this is what we have. You see, you're starting another one of those basically. So what do we do next? So what we're going to do next is very simple. There are 3 single crochet here, so we are going to do a double crochet in each single crochet, and you're going to do your 7 double crochet in a chain space, either that or a double crochet in each chain, and you are going to do that sequence, let me see, 3 times in total. So that's the first one. Then the second one you're going to do a double crochet in each of the 3 stitches here, and then your 7 double crochet in that chain space, and once again your 3 double crochet in these stitches, and then your 7 double crochet in that chain space. When you've done that, we will do something a little bit different to complete this row. Alright, so we've done our double crochet into the 3 stitches and then our 7 double crochet in each of those chain 7s. So what do we do now? We are going to double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we're back to this section. So we are going to do a half double crochet in the back loop of each 10 stitches. So a half double crochet in the next 10 stitches in the back loop. So I'll start that one again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we now have our remaining 25 single crochet. So you are going to do your 25 single crochet in the back loops only. Okay, so I'm gonna start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to finish your 25 single crochet. Then you will have finished your fourth row, row number 4. So I will finish this row and I will tell you what to do next. So row number 4 is complete, and this is what we have so far. So to carry on with this project, for now, you're going to have to carry on repeating rows 1 through to 4. So rows 1, 2, 3, 4, over and over again. So I haven't finished yet, but with my cotton piece, this is what I have so far. So this is my cotton piece here, and so this is the neck area, and this is the shoulder area, and this is the body of the actual capelet. So you want to make sure that this goes around your body very nicely, that it covers your whole body, that this will close around your neck and this will go around your body completely. And I will be back later on to tell you how many repeats I have done, and then we'll be able to carry on with the next section.
Okay, so assuming that you are now happy with the width of your item, whether it be a capelet or the poncho, like this here, just make sure that this goes nicely around your neck, this area, and that this area covers your chest, because this is what it's about, isn't it? So once you are happy with the size of your item, you are now at this row here, like that. You're finishing with that row. So you are going to repeat row 1 and 2 once more. And then we will be ready to proceed to the next part. So right now you finished on row 4. I did rows 1 to 4. And then I repeated rows 1 to 4 26 times for a total of 27 times. And I finished on row 4. But now you want to do row 1 and 2 once again, so that you have a full one of those, one of those sections. You want this section to be full. So you want to repeat rows 1 and 2. When you have done rows 1 and 2, I will be back and we will be ready to proceed to the next part. So I will see you shortly. Okay, so assuming that you are now happy with the width of your item, whether it be a capelet or the poncho, like this here, just make sure that this goes nicely around your neck, this area, and that this area covers your chest, because this is what it's about, isn't it? So once you are happy with the size of your item, you are now at this row here, like that. You're finishing with that row. So you are going to repeat row 1 and 2 once more. And then we will be ready to proceed to the next part. So right now you finished on row 4. I did rows 1 to 4. And then I repeated rows 1 to 4 26 times for a total of 27 times. And I finished on row 4. But now you want to do row 1 and 2 once again so that you have a full one of those. One of those sections. You want this section to be full. So you want to repeat rows 1 and 2. When you have done rows 1 and 2, I will be back and we will be ready to proceed to the next part. So I will see you shortly. Okay, so you have done all your repeats from rows 1 to 4 and you've done your final rows 1 and 2 once again. So you are ready to move on to the next bit, which is for the capelet, and we are going to now do some buttonholes. And we are going to achieve 3 buttonholes. We will need to do 2 final rows for this, and it is very easy. So you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And now all your stitches are going to be worked in both loops. Whereas before we had to do this section here and all the back loops only, but now we're just going to work regular single crochets all the way. So into the first stitch, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. That's it, I'm afraid. That's as much as I can zoom in. So in the first stitch, we are going to do a single crochet. Just a regular single crochet. Okay. And now that you've done your first single crochet, we are going to do another further 13 single crochet. So let's continue. So that will make a total of 14 single crochet. So I've counted 1 and we're going to do another 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So now we are going to do our very first buttonhole. So you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in the next stitch you're going to do a single crochet. And now that you've done that, you're going to do another 7 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to do the next buttonhole. So you're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and do a single crochet into the next stitch. So we have now done 2 buttonholes. So now we need to do another buttonhole. So you are going to do another 7 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we're going to do the third and final buttonhole. So you're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, single crochet into the next. And you're going to finish this row by doing a single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so I will let you carry on and I will meet you at the end of this row to tell you what to do for the final row of this capelet. So now I have finished my row. So we are going to do our final row for this particular capelet, and it is extremely easy. You are going to chain 1 and turn your work around. So in the first stitch, you are going to do a single crochet. And you are going to do a single crochet in each stitch until you get to the very first buttonhole. So let us see what the buttonholes are. Here's the first buttonhole, here's the second, and here's the third. So you're going to carry on doing your single crochet until you get to that first buttonhole, and I will show you what to do. I have done all my single crochet and I am now at the very first buttonhole. So I'm going to do 2 single crochet in a chain 2 space. So there is 1 and another 1. And now we're going to single crochet into the next 8 stitches. And then this will take us to the next buttonhole. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we are at our second buttonhole. You're going to do 2 single crochet into that chain space. And now you're going to do 8 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we are at our third buttonhole. So in here you're just going to do 2 single crochet. Okay, and now you have these 14 stitches to do. So just do a single crochet in the very last single crochet. And then you will be done with this row. So I'm just finishing my stitches. And I remove that last stitch marker. And I am now done with this bit. So I don't have my scissors right here, but you just have to get your scissors ready, leave a tail so you can weave it in, and you're done with this bit. So I'll show you. This is the capelet. Okay, so here is my capelet, as you can see. Really like how this is working up. And of course the edging is super cute. But now you want to figure out how to do your buttons. So you are going to start by putting the neck area together with the right side facing you, of course. And your first buttonhole is here, your second one is here, and your third one is right here. So you are going to get the bigger buttons, because I have 5 buttons. I have those 2, then there's another one, 3, and I've got another 2 which are slightly smaller. Do you see the difference in size? Slightly smaller. So those 3 buttons, you're going to sew them to your capelet, just like so. Then you'll be able to fasten your capelet. And once this is done, what you're going to do is, let's say it's already done. In fact, I'm going to show you with my previous capelet that I did before. So I'll stop here for this one. I'll show you the other capelet that I have done, which is very similar. Okay, so I got the previous capelet. This is still the one that we have just been working on, but I have a previous tutorial for also a capelet, and actually I use the same yarn as this one, so I hope this will not confuse you. And I've also bought the same buttons as the previous capelet because I just like the way it works up. So I will bring this now for you to see. So here's my capelet. And here is, of course, the neck area. So, as you can see, here are the 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3. And then I used smaller buttons here to keep the capelet, the color of the capelet down, because personally, for me, this is completely optional. But I found that when I was wearing my capelet, my color was kind of kept popping up, and it was really distracting, very annoying to me. So I thought, well, let's buy some smaller buttons to those. And that way I can sew down the colors just like that. So I have sewn my button through this bit and through the actual capelet, so that those are permanently down. But this is of course completely optional. You could also block your little corners here, but personally for me, I also think it looks cute with these 2 buttons here. What do you think? So this is my previous capelet, like so here. And the tutorial is up on my channel, so feel free to look for it. I might link the tutorial in the description box below, as well as everything else, like patterns as well, because there are patterns available for this capelet, but also for our capelet and also the poncho. There will be separate patterns for those, even though this is a joint tutorial. But so anyhow, I will let you sew the buttons, and then your capelet will be done. Okay, so now to finish our poncho, you will have had to follow all the instructions for the capelet. Do all your repeats of rows 1 to 4. I did rows 1 to 4 right back there, and then I did a further rows 1 to 4 27 times, and then I had to do an extra rows 1 and 2 to actually complete my poncho. So this here are my last rows. So in total I have 28 of those, but you could have a different number depending on the size. You could have less, you could have more. It is completely up to you. So long as you're happy with your poncho, once you have tried it around your neck and your chest area, that it will cover you, then it's all good and we're ready to proceed. Now, you have to decide which one is your right side. This is my right side, so we are going to have our right side, this here facing us, and you will take the other end of your poncho and put it here over here, because now we are essentially going to close this. We're going to close this so that it becomes a poncho. So now you have the wrong side of this particular side here. You have the wrong side facing you. So you are going to rejoin your crochet hook to your yarn. But before we do that, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to use some stitch markers now, because you see this here, you want to retain that for the pattern so that it ends just like that when you join the two sides together, don't you? Do you see? Then it will be here like that. So counting from the last stitch, I'm going to zoom in. Counting from the last stitch, here's the last stitch, you're going to count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In that stitch, you are going to put in a stitch marker, just like so. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you are going to do that on this side as well. Here are the slip stitches, so it should be easy to see your slip stitches, and you're going to count 7 stitches from the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here, put your stitch marker there, and now we are ready to proceed to shut the two sides together. We are going to simply slip stitch them together, okay? Okay, so to proceed to this next bit where you're going to slip stitch the two sides together so that we are going to close this off, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work around, but make sure that these two sides are together, okay? And make sure that the right sides are facing towards each other so that the wrong sides are on the outside. The inside is the right side is on the inside and the wrong side is on the outside. Okay, hope that makes sense. So you're going to turn your work around and you are ready to proceed. So you are going to put your hook into that very first stitch here onto this side that's facing you, and you're going to join the other one, the other side here, into the very first slip stitch here. Do you see? I wish my camera was a lot better. Okay, so here is the first slip stitch here. I'm going to insert, and you are going to just yarn over this, hook the yarn through and slip stitch. And you're going to proceed onto the next stitch here, right in front of you. And at the back, you're going to go to the slip stitch, to the actual chain, because it's a chain here. And you're going to do another slip stitch. Just like so. And you're going to do that into the next stitch here, and also through the chain right there. Etc., etc. You're going to do that all the way along, like so. Do you see? You're going to do that all the way along until you get to your stitch marker. Now, when you get to the stitch marker, you do not do anything in that stitch. You're going to do your very last slip stitch here. Just disregard that. Then you're going to fasten off and your piece will be finished. I will show you. I will continue the rest of this row until I get to one stitch before this stitch marker, and I will show you what to do next. I have now one final stitch remaining before the stitch marker on this side and on the other side too. So I am going to slip stitch those two sides together. Just like so. And leave those stitches completely unworked. And I will show you in a minute why. I'm going to chain one now and fasten off my yarn as I am finished with this. So I'm actually tempted to sew in my ends. Sew in my end right now because that's my final one to do. So I think I will do that right now. It will not take long, and then I will show you. So, okay, let's do this. I'm just going to weave this in and out for just about 1 inch or 2. And then I will come back just like so. And I am now finished. So I will cut my yarn. And I am done with my poncho. So, okay, so here we are. This is what we've done. We have finished sewing this in, as you can see, so that this is quite nicely done there. So we can now get rid of the stitch markers. So we did this like that so that the continuity of this pattern here continues. So now when you flip the poncho onto the right side, because we're still on the wrong side, this is the wrong side. So you're going to turn this inside out so that now your poncho is on the correct side. Here we are. This is your poncho. It is completely finished. And when you put it on you, then you can wear it just like that, or you can also flip the collar down. It is entirely up to you. And I think it looks really nice. So let's look at our items on ourselves, shall we? Let's take a look at those in their full glory. Well, there we are. We have now finished our item, whether you made the poncho, which I'm wearing now, or whether you made the capelet, which is right here. Wasn't it a lot of fun? I truly enjoyed it, and I think I might make another one. So, yes, I would love to see pictures of your item if you have made one. Yeah, remember, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. I am here, and if I can help, that's okay. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for joining me, and until the next time, happy knitting and crochet, everyone.